EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchich here with your outlook for December 10th, 2024. It is Tuesday. The Tuesday video forecast is proudly sponsored by Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated. Colder weather has arrived and it's time to freshen up that family room for those Friday nights on the couch, binging your favorite TV shows, or turning that man cave into the colors of your favorite sports team. Let them help you with any interior project this coming winter. They are family owned and operated with over 40 years in business. You can't go wrong with their exceptional attention to detail and great customer service. Servicing the Southeast PA counties of Montgomery, Bucks, and Chester. Call them now to schedule a free estimate at the phone number above me here in the video, 484-571-9233, and mention EPAWA to receive 15% off the total cost of any job that is scheduled between now and March of this coming winter. They are Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated, proud sponsor of the Tuesday video forecast. So we had some little bit of rain yesterday. It wasn't a lot, but we had some. And now we have a break, just clouds and fog that'll go through at least part of the morning this morning. And then this afternoon, as we head toward evening, there'll be a few showers working their way in. But I really think the bulk of this is going to come through later in the overnight. So there could be a few showers late afternoon, early evening, rotating through. But this next system coming through is going to come bring some rain overnight tonight, later overnight tonight into Wednesday, and it's going to become steadier and heavier at times on Wednesday. So this low pressure that's driving this is actually going west of the region. So you get synoptically driven warmth being drawn in around this low pressure on the southeast side. This is a synoptically driven warmth. So if you're seeing these high temperatures like you see above me, well into the 50s when it should be in the 40s, and then tomorrow 52 to 63, which is going to be incredibly warm, it's because of the position of this low pressure and is drawing in the warmer air from the south and southeast. Okay, so that is why we're getting this warmth, but it's just a transient warmth because we have a rude awakening coming at the end of the week on Thursday and Friday. So this is going to evolve into steady periods of rain here on Wednesday, and as it become heavy at times, could even be a little squall line, according to the NAM here, coming through with low-top convection going across the area with some gusty winds during the course of the afternoon. But there will be heavy rain, certainly, with this, we think. So this is going to be much-needed rain. We were looking for something like this for a long time during that drought that we had for going for about 2 months in, going from like mid-September all the way through mid-November before we really got anything of substance. But now we have actually an impactful system coming through. And this is going to wrap up by Monday early evening and then be out of here. We're going to have cold air advection wind gusts come in behind it. Here's the NAM and how it sees it. NAM high-res future simulated radar starting this off at 4 p.m. You can see some few showers starting to work its way in. Just a few spotty showers going through the evening hours, right? So this isn't going to be all night. A few spotty showers, and then when we get past midnight, more showers work back in, and this involves into steady periods of rain overnight, okay? And then once we get into Wednesday, this is going to get steadier and heavier, all right? You can see some semblance of a squall line going here, right there, that is starting to pop up here on some of these NAM runs. Whether it's there or not remains to be seen. I think this is going to be low-top convection, so you could hear some rumbles of thunder with it. But you're going to have some gusty winds with this convective line as it moves through. You can see a little bit better pronounced here. This is looking at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday. It's in the far eastern part of Pennsylvania and far eastern Maryland, and it just moves eastward and goes right off the coast here like that. You also see behind it, as the cold air catches up to this, rain changing to snow. But I want to caution you, rain is going to change the snow in a lot of these areas as indicated, and this is pretty far south. The problem with this is two things. One, the precipitation is about to end, okay, and everything's all wet. Two, temperatures, except for the very highest elevations, are going to be above freezing, so it's going to be snow falling, not sticking. The reason it's able to fall is because temperatures will be crashing into the 30s after being on either side of 60 degrees during the day. Once the front passes, in 1 hour's time, you'll have the temperatures drop about 20 degrees. I am not that concerned. I know we speculated about it on several videos in the past about black ice. Not as much of a concern, I don't think, unless you get to the highest elevations of the Poconos. That's it. Because the lower elevations, after the precipitation ends, it's going to be windy. And the wind should be able to dry out the roads enough so before, in the lower elevations, even at this point, which is looking at 9 p.m. when it's about to end, yes, you could have some snowflakes mixing all the way down pretty far south to about the I-78 corridor, but it's not sticking because the temperatures at that time are about 37, 38 degrees. So Snow falling and snow sticking are two different things. I've said it a million different times. But when you're up here in the Poconos, you could have, and especially the higher elevations, you could have some very minor accumulations before this ends. And this is going to end, again, early to mid-evening, it looks like, and before it pulls out of the region, and then that'll be it. Here's what the GFS ensemble. I'm using this on purpose because this is a blend of 30 different models to give you an average, a composite average of total rainfall. And you see a very large swath here of an inch plus. This is our entire coverage area is at an inch plus, right? Then you have an inch and a half plus in between here. Inch and a half plus, concentrated over much of Maryland, eastern Pennsylvania, and northwest New Jersey. And then when you get up here in the Poconos, the higher elevations, you get some spots here that are upwards of 2 inches. And that is because of some southeasterly wind influence. And so you could definitely go over some of these postal totals that I just had try to encircle there. But, this is generally what we're thinking here. Anywhere between 1 and 2 inches. But some areas on the outside or periphery will be closer to the inch. And the inner side, you'll be closer to the 2 inches, okay? Especially in areas of elevation. That's generally where we're heading at. We're not at the point where we're doing rain alerts just yet. We're going to do that on Tuesday and have that out to the My Pocket Meteorologist customers through the text alert system. But here's what we have for snowfall. And this is positive accumulated snow depth. So this is not just counting what's falling, but what's actually sticking. And you're going to have to get up here to the very highest elevations of Sullivan County right here. And when you get into parts of Susquehanna, Lackawanna, maybe western Wayne counties up in here, you're going to get a little bit, coating to an inch up in those regions. Maybe somebody gets slightly more than an inch, but that'll be the extent of it. So this is not a snow event, really. This is anafrontal snow, which doesn't usually work out for most areas, and it's for those reasons I mentioned, because once you get to once you get this changing over to snow, the upper levels are cold enough to support it physically snowing, but the ground temperatures are too warm for it to stick, and that's what the case is going to be in lower elevations of northeast PA, north central PA, and also areas farther south where it does flip over before it ends here. And a lot of places near I-70 probably just mixes with snow before it ends, and then it just comes to an end, and that's it. Now, the other aspect of this is going to be the wind, and the positioning of the greatest wind is still in question, but I think right now the southeastern areas, when you get into far southeastern corner of Pennsylvania, and the southern two-thirds of actually most of New Jersey, except far northwestern New Jersey, will be in on this, and then also Delaware. You're going to get this streak of wind come in here, and this could be pretty nasty here, mid to late afternoon. This is as the front is starting to move through, and it catches up to where the low pressure being offside here. You get a little bit of a gradient and a little forced flow. So you have wind gusts that are going to exceed 50 miles per hour in these areas down here, and especially across southern Delaware and southern New Jersey, as you see here. And it might even touch 60 in a few spots as this passes by. It's only for a couple hours. Is that initial surge with the front. You see that? It goes right across, and then it is done by early evening. But in the wake of that, everywhere across our entire region is going to have cold air advection-related gusts, 25 to 35 miles per hour. That's going to go through the evening, overnight, and then it might relax a little bit late in the overnight, but then it's going to pick up again here on Thursday with more 25 to 35 calming gusts throughout the entire day. And that's for the entire region. This is cold air advection working into the region. Thursday is only going to have highs in the low to mid-30s, and that's it. Same thing for Friday. So Friday's not going to be a windy day, though. It's just going to be on Thursday. But we are going to have very cold temperatures, comparatively speaking, to the synoptically driven warmth that we're going to have on Wednesday with that 52 to 63 spread you see above me. You're going to low to mid-30s each of the next 2 days. So it's a pretty big drop. Now, beyond this system, we are not looking at any precipitation all the way through Saturday. Saturday is going to be a partly to mostly cloudy skies because we have this next system working in. And I'm going to move this over to our precipitation type here on purpose, just so I can show you what this is doing. Northern half of this is cold enough to snow, so we could get, since it's coming in Saturday night where it's a little bit colder, again, northeast PA, those, especially the higher elevations, may get in a little bit of snow late in the overnight period as this moves in. This is just showery type stuff, though. And elsewhere, it's just going to be showers further south. So this is just light showers during the day on Sunday. But again, this precipitation starting late Saturday night. Could start off as snow in the far northern areas. And then in between systems on Monday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies. Temperatures in the middle 40s or thereabouts. So we are, at that point, heading into the third week of the month. And the third week of the month, we expect it to be slightly above average. So that is not a surprise. The temperatures are in the mid to upper 40s by the time we get to Monday. We're going to have a transition after that, right when we get right before the equinox, it looks like, to colder temperatures, at least slightly below average. So it's just going to be a little bit. A lot of those, like I said, a lot of this up and down stuff. That's what we're going to be doing here over the next week to 10 days, if not a little bit longer. And nothing really solidly sticks as far as a long-term cold or warm pattern until we probably get to the end, very tail end of this month, and then into January. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for December 10th, 2024. Have a great Tuesday.